There are a lot of things we know about the ancient world, but there's also a bunch that we just don't. We simply don't know much about the people and places that came before us to grasp everything they did, or many of the weird and wonderful things they created. If you're still not convinced, all the proof you need is right here in this video. Trust me, by the end, you'll feel it. Number 15. Luristan Bronzes. The Luristan bronzes first gained global attention in the 1930s. That's almost 100 years ago, and yet no one can say with confidence who made them or why. These Iron Age relics started appearing on the antiquities market in the 1920s and were initially dismissed as fakes. But they weren't. One issue was that the sellers couldn't provide reliable origins, beyond vague claims that they came from the Zagros Mountains in western Iran. Experts now think the first batch was discovered by a farmer in Harsin in 1928. Instead of reporting the find, he sold them off gradually. Because of this, their context was lost, and with it, valuable archaeological data. Today, scholars estimate the artifacts were crafted between 2,700 and 3,100 years ago. The identity of the makers is still uncertain, though some think they were built by Indo-European groups like the Medes, or possibly by nomadic cultures, but who knows? And they look weird. Number 14. Marcus Aurelius bust. As you probably guessed from that last discovery, the UK's laws on found treasure are pretty strict. Almost anything valuable found underground is automatically claimed by the Crown, and the finder usually only gets a small cut. But this next discovery found a way around the rules. In May 2020, amateur detectorists Mark Didlick and James Spark uncovered a set of ancient Roman bronzes in a North Yorkshire field. Among the pieces was a bust of Marcus Aurelius, likely once part of a ceremonial scepter. They turned everything over to York Museum archaeologists, who verified that the artifacts dated back to the 2nd century. Here's the loophole. Because there were no coins or precious metals and it wasn't prehistoric, it didn't fall under the 1996 Treasure Act. That meant the pair could legally sell the find, and they did. It sold at auction for $185,000. A museum bought the entire lot, and now this 2,000-year-old Roman artifact is on display. Number 13. The mysterious Hattusa monolith. The Wish Stone, as locals call it, was discovered in the ruins of the ancient Hittite Empire, which thrived in the region from around 2000 BCE and rose to dominance in the Middle East by 1340 BCE. Their capital, Hattusa, once held 40,000 to 50,000 inhabitants and featured temples, royal palaces, and defensive walls before its gradual abandonment around 1200 BCE. Some structures, like the Great Temple and the enigmatic green stone inside it, have barely survived. Its original function is still unknown. The green stone is unusual here, which is why it draws such attention, archaeologist Andreas Schachner told Anadolu Agency. Made of serpentinite or nephrite, it's not rare, just unusually intact. Scholars speculate it may have held religious value, especially since Alaka Hoyuk, a nearby cult center, honored the sun goddess. Yet no similar stones have surfaced. It may have once held a statue or nothing meaningful at all. And no, it doesn't grant wishes. Number 12. Secret Underground Alchemy Lab. The city of Prague is known for many things, but one aspect of its history is often overlooked. It was a major center of the occult and the dark arts in the 16th century. In 2002, Prague was hit by an intense flood. But when the water receded, it revealed a house in the Jewish quarter that contained many underground lab facilities. This place is now known as Speculum Alchemiae, and it's packed with strange artifacts. The vibe is set the moment you walk in. On the ground floor is the hide of the last black bear ever hunted in Prague. To get to the hidden lab, you twist a small statue in a corner, which opens a secret passage and reveals stairs leading into the underground chamber. Down there, it's wild. A mummified croc disguised as a dragon hangs from the ceiling, and there's a crucible likely used to try turning base metals into gold. City records offer no clues about who built the place, but I'm sure he knows how to scare people. Number 11. Rock carvings of Kalajari Hills. Very little is understood about the rock sculptures etched into the Kalajari Hills of Tripura, India. But in November 2022, local authorities began working to preserve them, hoping they could attract visitors to this remote region. The hillside features over 30 intricate carvings of Hindu deities like Shiva, Ganesha, and Durga, and they're believed to date back to the 15th century. While dating them is easier, identifying who created them is far more difficult. The Riang and Jamatia tribes both inhabit the area, but neither group is considered a strong candidate. One of the more accepted theories suggests that Hindu soldiers, possibly hiding out during periods of Muslim conflict, carved the images during moments of calm. Until recently, the site received almost no attention because of its location in a politically unstable zone with poor infrastructure. Now that roads are being widened and facilities are under construction, archaeologists hope more researchers will arrive to finally study the mystery in detail. Number 10. Nushabad Underground City. Building an underground city isn't something most societies would even consider today. It's just too difficult. Digging through rock, creating airflow systems, carving out livable chambers, it's a tough job. But that didn't stop ancient builders. One example is the Nushabad Underground City in Iran. This 3-level shelter was built 1,500 years ago and was used by Persians hiding from invading forces. Strangely, no one even knew it existed until a resident of the modern-day city accidentally found it while digging a sewage trench just over a decade ago. Archaeologists were called in, and they found a full underground network, including air shafts, canals, rooms, tunnels, and even a few traps. It's believed the city was built during the Sassanid Empire, which ruled the region between 224 and 651 AD. The empire was under constant threat, so the city was likely built to hide women, kids, and elders during invasions. I still can't get over how complex and hidden it all is. Number 9. Kamina Selo. Historians and geologists in Ukraine still debate whether these stones in Kamina Selo arrived naturally or were placed there intentionally. The name means stone village, but archaeologists haven't found any trace of a settlement here. The stones stretch across several hectares of dense forest and seem to follow a rough pattern, although it's unclear if that's random or not. Some locals call them the Tracks of God, while others have dubbed the site Ukraine's Stonehenge, though that comparison only fits if humans really moved them. Some scientists think the stones were left behind by a Scandinavian glacier, while others believe they're the worn-down remains of ancient mountains eroded by time. But if humans placed them here, we have no clue how they pulled it off. There were no tools, roads, or writing. I've seen a lot of ancient stone sites, but this one feels different. It's like nature left us a puzzle with missing pieces. Number 8. Farlap's Heart. This was one of the most legendary racehorses in Australia's history. Sadly, it is no longer alive, but his heart still is, and it's sitting on display at the National Museum of Australia in Canberra. The chestnut-colored champion became a national hero during Australia's economic downturn, though his story didn't start there. He was actually born in New Zealand, far from the polished world of elite stables where most racehorses are bred. His handler saw his potential right away and named him Farlap, inspired by the Thai word for lightning. From 1928 to 1932, he racked up 37 major wins, often finishing several lengths ahead of his closest rival. His Melbourne Cup victory still ranks among the greatest of all time, but after his first big race in North America, he suddenly died in 1932. Poisoning was suspected, but never confirmed. Australia grieved. His skeleton rests in New Zealand, his hide in Melbourne, and his 14-pound heart remains on display. Number 7. Lost Sun Temple in Egypt. In January 2022, archaeologists working in Egypt uncovered the ruins of a 4,500-year-old sun temple hidden directly beneath another sun temple that was already known. The team had overlooked the older structure for years, assuming its mud brick walls were part of the newer one. Ancient records mention 6 temples dedicated to the sun god Ra in Abu Ghurab. Before this dig, only 2 had ever been found. Now, this newly uncovered one makes 3. The archaeologists have unearthed its limestone entryway, columns, and even ceremonial jars and seals marked with the names of ancient kings. The reason it was built directly underneath another temple isn't known yet. Some think one pharaoh may have tried to erase the achievements of the previous ruler. That kind of ego-driven construction wasn't unusual back then. Still, it's wild to think this structure sat buried for thousands of years, and it's marvelous. Number 6. The Malcha Mahal. The city of Delhi is steeped in history, and many of its ancient ruins are rumored to be haunted. But none have a darker reputation than Malcha Mahal. Sightings of strange lights and ghostly activity go back centuries, and even now, people claim to see flickers inside the structure late at night. The oldest parts of the building date back to 1325 and were commissioned by Firoz Shah Tughlaq, a sultan of Delhi. In 1985, a woman named Begum Wilayat Mahal, who claimed to be the great-granddaughter of Wajid Ali Shah, the last Nawab of Awadh, was granted the property after Prime Minister Indira Gandhi supported her case. It was later revealed she was an imposter with no real ties to the royal family. She frequently complained about the palace being haunted and died by suicide in 1993. Since then, the site has remained off-limits. Some YouTube ghost hunters still sneak in, though signs warn that trespassers may be shot. Number 5. Piano Treasure. In 2017, piano technician Martin Backhouse was asked to tune a 110-year-old instrument at Bishop's Castle Community College in Shropshire, England. The piano had been donated by a local couple a year earlier. When Martin opened it, he didn't just find strings, he discovered more than 900 gold coins hidden inside. The coins, dated between 1847 and 1915, were worth so much that the coroner had to step in and officially declare the stash as treasure. The piano's previous owners were contacted, but they had no idea the gold was even in there. They never once opened it in over 30 years of ownership. The piano was built by Broadwood and Sons in London in 1906 and sold to a music store, but its trail between then and 1983 is a blank. Since no rightful owner could be identified, the treasure, worth over £250,000, was sold. The money was split between Martin and the college. Imagine finding that while tuning keys. It's cool. Number 4. Mammoth Graveyard. Back in December 2021, a mammoth graveyard dating back 200,000 years was uncovered near Swindon, England. It's now considered the most significant Ice Age find in the country in nearly 50 years. Excavations revealed the remains of 2 adult mammoths, 2 juveniles, and a calf, all buried in the same area. Alongside the bones, researchers also found primitive stone tools, including hand axes believed to have been used by Neanderthals. That's what led experts to believe the mammoths were hunted, then stripped for meat and materials. What makes the site even more valuable is its preservation. It's rare to find Ice Age remains in this good condition. Because of that, it quickly drew the attention of not just archaeologists, but paleontologists and environmental scientists as well. But the whole story behind this is a total mystery. Number 3. Bronze Age Clan Cemetery. In January 2022, archaeologists confirmed the discovery of a large Bronze Age burial ground in Anyang, China. Though the dig had been ongoing for 2 years, this was the moment they realized its full scale. The site contains 24 ancient tombs, 18 building foundations, and 4 pits with chariots and horse remains. It's believed the people buried here were part of the Yin dynasty, the first recognized royal dynasty in Chinese history. The items recovered, including bronzes and jade artifacts, all carry the character CE, which links them to a known clan from that period. What stood out most was the quality of the grave goods, leading experts to think the clan may have had close ties to the royal family. Even the horses were buried with decorated bronze masks and gold fittings. This wasn't just a cemetery, it was a carefully planned resting place for social elites. Every layer tells a story of wealth, status, and ancient family power. Number 2. Kropfenstein Cave Castle. When is a castle not really a castle? When it's part cave. That's exactly the case with the Kropfenstein Cave Castle in the municipality of Wilterswang, Switzerland. Though this hillside fort has been visible for centuries, archaeologists only recently began fresh investigations. The name castle is a bit generous. It's really more of a fortified ruin built into the rock face. As for who built it and when, that's still unclear. But new dating methods, including dendrochronology on the surviving wood beams, suggest it was constructed around the year 1312. That makes it one of the oldest known cave castles in Switzerland, where several similar structures were built in the 14th and 15th centuries. Its purpose is also up for debate, but experts think it may have been a secure home for a local noble family. Number 1. Venus figurines. Let's head to France, where in November 2014, archaeologists unearthed a tiny statue of a lady with unusual proportions, and it's over 23,000 years old. This was no ordinary artifact. It became the 15th addition to a rare collection known as the Venus figurines. The discovery was made during an excavation in a mine, where researchers expected to find flint tools. Instead, they uncovered broken chunks of limestone. Once pieced together, the fragments formed a small figure, just 5 inches tall. Like others in the collection, the statue features exaggerated breasts and hips, but almost no detail in the face, arms, or legs. Most experts believe the figurines have symbolic ties to fertility, but even that's debated. Some seem pregnant, others don't. One theory suggests they might have been carved by women themselves, simple self-representations created while men were away hunting, but who knows the truth? If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.